Vizio. Let's get messy. Snakebite's thrown down. Seekers leading the charge. First pit dropping. Vizio trying to get up onto the high ground. Can't do it. How long will find the kill? Both pits now going to be dropped. Nobody's HP recovering from the decay, but Smoggy caught on short. Now it's all on the IGL. Finds the first for the TP. Kills off Kawa. Now it's all on Suka. Guy's been fragging so far. Jump over the top after shot. Gonna be forced out. Nobody aware of this, but is running out of time. Swings back in.
10 seconds
Bolt line
left.
at the ready. The rush play coming through. The flash out. The flash match! And Suka catches him swinging around the box. Fancy United will not stop.
This is a rampage from our Vietnamese team. Absolutely leaving a mark here at the AVL already just in this first map of the best of 3. And Suka continues to impress me, just understanding the timings that he needs to take. Kawa a little haphazard there after the teleport. They knew they could just play for time, but Suka, he's hyping up his teammates as well. I mean, this is looking fantastic.
Yeah, it's a hefty round. Nightfall available here for Kawa. A couple more charges for Suka. See if he can find some more kills here these last 2 rounds. Already though, Paint Shell's just forcing everybody from EDG away from long. Thought will get cleared. Okay, Showstopper at the ready, up and over the top. Rocket gets sent in. It's going to be a 2 for 2. Smog and Howdong both get taken down. Kong able to find Kawa. Spike now at the floor. Nobody. Great defense. Managing to peel off that pressure. Spike now can be grabbed up, brought forward into the site. It seems like EDG should be getting themselves up to 3.
Yeah, Fancy definitely overcooking a bit here. I like the ideas, right? You have the Nightfall from Hookah to be able to send out into main. They had a great idea with the earlier Rolling Thunder play. You know, you go for a scout and then you send the ult. It's the same idea this time from B main. So the theory's good. But once you can't clear that out immediately, the overcommitment from Yes I Can definitely bites them back just a tad bit. Finally, EDG looks like they'll get a break here.
Jump out of the window. Vizio will get taken down. Chichu able to find it. Team Ace here for EDG to finally break the 6-round win streak from Fancy United.
Now, what I will give credit to is, again, if they did win that round, right, if they were able to wipe out everyone from EDG, that would have been another very costly round. With the half-armor buys, they were finally down to a round where not everyone would be able to buy up to rifles. And so I get why Fancy did it. It's just EDG just a bit more prepared.
Last round in the half. The orbital strike from Howdong still sitting here. He's had this for so long now. Vera trying to take a forward position, and already that Trailblazer cleared out. Didn't get any information whatsoever. We'll force him off the angle. Orbital strike gets sent in. We're at Lamson. There's no one there to receive it. Suka just inches off the mark, attempts to flick. Vera unable to find the shot onto Kong, who's now looking to pressure Suka out of this corner, and they will be able to do so. Vizio, only 1 kill in response. As the rotations start coming through PSI Ken and Kawa. That spike is getting planted.
They just want to make sure they clear out some of the other angles, wary of where these 2 remaining members might be, especially Yes I Can with that Omen.
Seize comes down, does get the grab here on the Chichu. Yes I Can trying to get into position to punish. Fowler as well moving forward, but just couldn't quite get that shot off. Flash and a swing, nothing spotted now. Chichu loses track of him for a brief little moment there, but Howdong and Smoggy will be able to close things out. Another team ace coming through. EDG locking in 4 rounds on the half.
EDG, they will stop the bleeding. 4-8, definitely a score you can try to come back from. And if you can get those operators online here for either Smoggy or Kong, that'll help an absolute ton for EDG. But man, Fancy has some good ideas, and I will say, Suka continues to really showcase the understanding of his timings with the fault lane, just what Breach is supposed to do here for this composition on Bind.
Yeah, it's been a breath of fresh air compared to what we saw from them in that series versus Liquid. So maybe the Cypher just not something in his wheelhouse, but something that they felt like was necessary. Either way, right now it seems very much at home on this Breach. That being said, 8-4, you're going to be feeling pretty damn good about that, even though this is usually a bit of a defender-sided map.
Sure.
Still a decent enough lead that you should feel comfortable, especially if you can come out and take this pistol away.
Yeah, and I want to go back to the operator point, right? With the double duelist composition that they have on EDG, unless those operators come online, suddenly the defense isn't as advantageous as it was. I mean, yeah, that stands true for every combination, but you don't have any sentinels. You can't just sit back in the site, empty one site, just focus on the other. You're going to have to push out and at least take control of either B main or showers. Considering you have the Sky, who is just pretty much built to get info on B main, I imagine we're going to see a lot of contention for showers control. But then again, there's that breach. He really start to push you back. I imagine we're going to see a lot of contention.
Pressure mounting here. EDG, I mean, the expectations on this team's shoulders. The fans in the audience very much here to cheer for them. I mean, the expectations. This has been a bit of a disappointing beginning. Fans in the audience here, perhaps they can try to turn things around. Here to cheer for them. The start of the spiral was dropping that anti-eco.
Yes, that was a big piece of it. Early one-way using that Omen to maximum value from Fantasy United. That denies a lot of that contention that EDG wanted here for B main.
Point used.
Blinded.
Hawk finding one. Smoke dissipates, Kong having the dash away. Nobody able to find one. Smoggy backing him up, comes in from behind, and yeah, needs to avoid his own paint shells. Goes bouncing forward, nearly gets the headshot there onto Suka, but still takes him down to 40. Comes in from behind,
and two members very low on the side of EDG, so this could flip on its head at any given moment. And just to play it safe, nobody's going to send out that Trailblazer. Snip things out. So this could. I'm going to miss seeing that Trailblazer just flip around, do the 360 no-scopes.
Yep, the nerfs are there.
Yes.
Well, Suka low on HP, instantly dead. Yes, I can, with a nice headshot, but he's going to start drifting away from the A site, suspecting that the rotations have already come through. Could catch Kong and will. Now suddenly, with nobody low on HP, if he can get this one right here!
Oh, no.
Yes, I can! The ace clutch of the pistol round, perhaps. Now suddenly, to take them up to 9. He's got one more smoke to work with. He's stomping around, nobody around the corner. Taps it, doesn't have the gun drawn out, and nobody with a frenzy will be able to take him down.
He had the right idea, but just didn't have the weapon switch. Oh, yes, I can. That breaks my heart.
More like, yes, I could have.
That is so true. He absolutely could have.
It's absolutely unfortunate. So well played. But just can't quite get the last one there.
He absolutely could have. Smoggy just
unfortunate.
With an instant jump through on the teleporter, gets 2 headshots in a row. Yes, I can. I mean, he played every piece of that mind game correctly.
Flash out. Everybody here from Fancy getting caught by that one. Kong drifting across. The haunt will get cleared, but he is just stunned up to all hell. Nobody now trying to stay alive. Does receive a full flash, receives another one for good measure. But now it will expire. Double jump around the corner, and Kawa will be able to take him down. Bulldog now can be recovered, but significant damage dealt. Kawa at 1, Farah at 48 HP, but the site is theirs.
Wonder if they are aware that they've left the site open. Yes, they have.
Arm spotted, and that is the plant not going through. How long arriving right when the team needed him to the most. Able to find one, but Kawa somehow is the last one standing despite having 1 HP. Looks for the plant within the tube. Quick little swing from Kong to take him down. 2 members lost. His weapons get recovered though. Too bad here for the side of EDG, who this time will not drop the anti-eco.
Yeah, they're able to carry over those rifles like you mentioned. Just sacrificing that Marshall in its place, so not the end of the world. And Haodong just hiding away for the longest time possible, catching that arm. You got to watch out when you're planting in that default position. They're on the B site. See here the calls for that Bulldog. EDG, they're not quite happy with how things happened in the first half, but they are slowly making their way back. Oh, good double swing out. Fantasy United, the timing was very good.
Smoggy's having to back way off there. Haunt taken down, but Haodong out scouted in the corner. There's so many players that he's facing up against. Smoggy will be able to find 2. Find ourselves now into a 3v3. Kong swinging around from behind, as is Nobody, who's on a much deeper lurk. Sheriff in hand needs to do some work. Yes, I can for the moment. Staring down here towards short. Wall goes back up. TP forward. Kong hearing this one. He pushes in. Gets the easy headshot. Grabs the Vandal. Seal, however, finding one, but nobody about to backstab. Now he's got a gun of his own. They're up, pushing forward. Swings out of the smoke, is not ready for Kong's position. And just like that, EDG now 7-8, 1 round away from tying it up.
The long flanks and the deep lurks from Nobody, they continue to work out in favor of EDG. And right at the end, I give credit to Vera for trying to just swing out of that smoke. I mean, you want to try to minimize it to 1v1 when you think you have the chance before they group up together. So he tries to catch Kong off guard. It's just unfortunate that Kong's one step ahead of him. Swing out from the cloudburst, and Kong somewhat expects it. So he tries to catch Kong off guard. It's just unfortunate.
A much stronger run back here so far on this defense. You can see Bai still being scraped together from the side of Fancy United. Bulldog in the mix with a half armor. They want to contest over this shower, it would seem. Not cleared. Playing deep within it. CO still pushing forward. Swinging right into Smoggy's crosshair. Kill found. Dash at the ready. And Kong gets the Colette! Gets himself a third! Looks for the fourth, can't quite make it happen. Suka will shut him down. As Smoggy goes blast packing forward. And then will finish the job. A swift round in dominant fashion as EDG now across the two sides find themselves on their own 6-round win streak.
Yeah, there's that duo. There's the explosive duo of EDG. Crisp headshots from both duelists, the Raze and the Jet. And even if Smoggy didn't get the kill instantly there, good setup, of course, with Haodong just creeping up close right next to the wall. The collat from Kong, just a cherry on top. Good setup, of course, with Haodong.
Things starting to get away from Fancy here, you can see. One Phantom in their hands, given over to Vera. They'll lead the charge, pushing forward here towards Hookah. Prowler as well going through. Puts her way up. Flash going in, spotting two into the back corner, but Nobody kind of splitting the difference of his aim. Unable to find an elimination. Chichu picks off one. Opens up their firepower here by taking out the one rifle. And yes, I can. Trying to find it, but oh, what a 180. Chichu turns around against Suka, and Smoggy will end it all with a double rocket.
How in the world did Chichu get that 180? He's been seized up, can't hear a thing. Sure, gets the early kill, especially with Yes I Can being brought low, but just has the awareness to swing right back around.
Yeah, the haunt reveal for Nobody, but gorgeous from Chichu. Yeah, just notices, oh, I'm taking damage.
That's all it was, yeah.
I mean, any other weapon for Suka, he probably comes away with that kill, but Chichu just can't quite get it fast enough, and Chichu just a massive flick of the wrist. Finds the kill, and now that's going to be a timeout called. This time, Fancy United wanting to just have a moment, take a breather, figure out exactly what's going wrong here.
Yeah, of course. Things a little bit tougher here for Coach Kawa as well, as he is playing in the server, so has to gather all the information all together with his players. Let's see if he can convert this into a win. They haven't been able to crack the code yet. And to me, a big part of it is the breach utility was so good on the defense, but right now it seems like they're always waiting for this opportune moment to do these set plays. And if you get taken out before you approach, the breach just won't have that chance.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them, yeah, just kind of send it, take some control, wait for the cooldown, and then dive right back into the site. Love to see them, yeah, just kind of
see if this helps them get back on pace, get back into this game, because EDG now with the lead, starting to run away with it. See if this helps them. Not dropping anything so far here on this defending side. Another op here in the hands of Kong. Knives in the backup. Dropping anything so far here on this. Plenty of cash across the board for everybody.
We're 1 point away from the showstopper for Vera, so if they could just find a way to get him that one extra point, should be able to convert it to a potential round win here.
Very heavy push coming through. 4 members their way up through Hookah. Prowler lead the way. They're looking for the jump forward. managing to find it. That's the showstopper now online. Nobody staying hit it, but now Vera ends up falling. Vulnerable is out. It's like Ken gets dropped. Kava with a ghost does manage to take down the enemy Sky. Showstopper now online. Nobody staying hit it. Made from Smoggy. Didn't see where he had kind of lobbed that one. Comes up with a kill. Kawa now gone. Just Visio and Suka left.
Look at these positions from EDG. They're just making sure they hold on to backside and elbow, and meanwhile, Kong is ready for that potential rotate. Got their backs covered. They're just making sure they hold on to backside
is low.
and elbow, and meanwhile, Kong is
First
ready
contact
for that potential rotate.
this close up.
Got their backs covered.
Also for Smoggy to kind of be playing directly behind him. This could get dicey.
30
Saw
seconds.
anything, but swings out and out home just a little bit faster with it. Finds the headshot. Suka now all on his lonesome. You can see Kong getting into position. Intercept as that teleporter gets used. Perfectly poised, perfectly read. EDG continue.
And once again, this round after the timeout, they creep into hookah, they get spotted, they just cut noise, and they hope that EDG falls for the bait. The breach is holding on to utility. Yes, I mean, Vera is able to dive in and get the entry kill. That helps. You know, off of the fault line, keeping nobody tied up in the middle of the tube. But they just didn't have any other information. They had no backup. They had no information on whether Kong pushed out on the A side or where he might be. So they had to commit to this very risky entry.
And now once again, kicked back a bit, goes in the hands of Kawa. So many ults to try to utilize, but it's so very risky. Don't want to dump too much when you're economically weak here. Snakebite comes in just for the delay. Smoggy active, ready with that pain shell once more through the teleporter. Waiting for the word.
They're going to buy some more time as well. The paint shell's still at the ready. That's not going to come out until they get confirmation there's someone here. At least this time, Fantasy, though, they're trying to take back some control on other parts of the map.
That paint shell's going to be ready for a very quick pivot over here towards short.
At least this time, Fantasy, though, they're trying.
Some more attention being paid over towards that side of the map. This Prowler, once it's let loose, should give them a very good idea of where the line share of the team is going to be. Prowler goes in, does get the munch. Smoggy holding it down, managing to find one kill, but now has to try to peel back. Only 15 HP remaining on him. Out on eliminated. Boobot crashing across the site. Not going to be seeing much of anything here as Kong looks to hold the line, but the shot is a little bit too late. Showstopper in his hand! But Kong gets the shot! Interrupts it, Smoggy still standing. 15 HP, the knife, whipping, looking for the shot, swaps over to the short, and somehow this man is still alive.
Stars helping everything right now on the side of Kong. I mean, how does he do it every time? If it's not the op, just absolutely snipes that raise out of the air, gets the shorty kill at medium range. If it's not the op,
my shorty doesn't do that damage.
It does not.
No one else's shorty does that kind of damage. Kong's gotten into the net code for how shorties work.
At that range, you see how many of those pellets hit. We could see it on the body of the breach, and man, it is just on point.
And now, the last timeout being used here by Fancy United. So far, nothing that they've tried working against this defender side here from EDG. It has just been absolute dominance this entire way so far.
I feel like a part of this is they're starting to play real scared of that operator, right? I mean, you have the breach, and yet you're not using it to, again, just take some initial space. I mean, it comes off on a cooldown. I would just love to see that utilized a bit more proactively, rather than having to commit to it. You know, just use it, take some space. Now, the problem is they also do not have a traditional sentinel, so they can't just have someone always dedicated to lurk. You could use the Viper, of course, set up the toxic screen on one side, or maybe even use that to lurk as well. You know, there are some options here, but I get it. It's Kong with an operator, but you have a fault line. You can still at least get some information on where he might be, and then start to dig in on the other side of the map. It's Kong with an operator, but you have a fault line.
See if that is a part of the game plan here. Try to displace him, try to find that kill. See if that is a part of the game plan. Still these ultimates ready to be used, but they've just been struggling to get into a position to actually be able to utilize them. One off the Rolling Thunder as well.
EDG, they not only want to try to protect this Rolling Thunder, but they're also in position to, just empty the site. They were one step ahead about this potential Nightfall. Now, nobody does get spotted.
Okay, pushing their way through, but the vulnerable is out, and that means that nobody's able to gun down two. Looking for the third, can't quite get it. Vizio, nice replies, comes away with 2 kills. Okay, pushing their way through in the blink of an eye. It is all down to Suka, forced out into the open. Looking for that second shot on the Kong, cannot get it. EDG, blink of an eye. The dominance continues. They find themselves now at map point.
All 8 rounds in the second half going the way of EDG. 10 in a row.
10 rounds.
Yeah. Across both halves. And when things like this happen, you find them stuck there, and they're still able to just fire back. Sure, a little bit of a firepower advantage for the side of EDG, but you can see nobody chuckling, just saying they know they're basically about to close this map out. A little bit of a firepower advantage for the side of EDG.
It'll come down to this. There's the peak. Kong first kill, instantly found. Vera out of the equation. They're just trying to force him back, but Kong has already made his merry exit. Kong first kill. Nobody on the hunt. Chichu already taking the kill away as the Prowler will hunt and find Smoggy on top of the truck, rather.
Yeah, but EDG, as long as you just hold on to back sight, they've already got 2 people flanking around.
Good damage down, perhaps. A little bit shallow, actually. Kawa getting away with nothing taken. Outlaw will be spotted. Smoggy as well. Dead. Kong gone. A little bit shallow, actually. Kawa taking things into his own hands. Chichu and nobody versus Kawa, and yes I can. Both of them contain here over onto the side. The swing comes in, nobody already taking out one. Can't quite stabilize the spray. Yes I can. Will finally be the one to break this win streak and keep Fancy United alive on Bind.
And a great seize coming out from Kawa. You know, they had already seen, of course, the double members swinging out long from B main. And once they find one of them, they know they've got to be together. Use the seize, make sure you get that DK debuff, have that advantageous duel, and eventually leads to that 1v1 for Yes I Can.
Very nicely done. A chance at a run back here, but the coffers are very full from the side of EDG, so there's no softening of their economic situation. Pit going to be invested over at B. Jump forward, Vera. Giving Smoggy the YZ treatment as how long playing so far forward. Finds the kill, but cannot exit even with the Stim Beacon. Jump forward, Vera. Peek in from Kong, only going to be good for 1. Now a 2v3. The Rolling Thunder and a Pit for the post plant.
Yeah, EDG. I mean, sure, nobody's going to judge. Sent him in to try to collect some ult points, I guess. But
Suka finds the first. Kawa gets the second. 10-12, and the ult's not expended. Now 3 of them online. Fancy United absolutely could run this back.
You absolutely have to. You have the Rolling Thunder and the Nightfall. Use at least one of them to enter into the site this round. Depending on the kills you get, you secure it. Then you have minimum the Pit and another one of those ultimates early on. Good entry from Vera. And at that point, I mean, they're aware of the potential long-range battle. They're continuing to stay spread apart. So they're finding these answers to that operator coming out from Kong. They're aware of the potential long-range battle. They're
continuing everything in the kitchen sink. Smoggy, one off a showstopper, however, is Vera once again going to go blast packing forward. Aldo nearby. Now the Nightfall comes into play.
Oh no, holding very close.
Yes, he is. The Prowler just around the corner. Vera ready to greet him. So far, bullets going to be exchanged. Trailblazer moving forward. Kong TPing across the map. Draws the attention of Vizio a bit here. Swinging around from behind. Wants to maybe go for the Showers approach. Sees the shoulder of Vera for a brief moment. Doesn't find the shot, but the second one will connect. Sends out the spray. Rolling Thunder now coming through. Howdong somehow able to get Yes I Can before getting dropped by Suka. Chichu up on Heaven.
Oh.
Taking him down. Now it's all on Suka, and he cannot stay alive. Some hope, but in the end, it gets completely smothered. EDG close out Bind 13-10.
Fancy gave a big run for their money against EDG, but in that last round, the key moment was when nobody, despite getting hit by the Rolling Thunder, feels the pressure because he knows they're starting to run out of time if they have to re-clear everything. So he sends the guiding light while stunned through showers, even though Kong had just come through there. So this heads-up awareness from the EDG Sky secures it as they're able to spot Ficio. Kong's able to peek right back out, get that kill, and that dwindles the numbers down to 1 for Fancy United.
The art continues to excel.
Oh, that's so good.
What a run back here from EDG. You know, even with the defender-sided map, the streak that they were able to put up, absolutely monstrous. Definitely got themselves back on the horse for a bit, but remember, this is Bind, this is their map pick. Now we move over to Fancy United's territory of Split to see whether or not this is going to be a 3-mapper as well.
Yeah, and we'll have to continue to keep our eye on the compositions as well. You know, for Fancy United, do they go back to what they showed us against Team Liquid, or do they maybe try to keep Suka on that breach? At the same time, for EDG, do we have any more changes compared to the last couple times they might have showed us that split?
I'll have to just wait for when we get into that moment, but I mean, some great moments throughout. Honestly, Fancy United, what a performance from them here in this map, pushing EDG on Bind. Obviously, no easy task. T1 had to, best them in overtime in order to get this map away from them. So being able to pick up the 10 rounds already, huge improvement. Vera continuing to look great, but the level up that we're seeing from Suka in particular, as well as Kawa, with some very nice moments, has been a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I think the impact that Kawa had, it was much more tangible this time around, even just aside from the kills as well. But Suka and Vera just putting up numbers for this team. Vera continues to showcase that there is talent to be looking forward to from this squad. Fancy United. Putting up numbers for
it very much is. I mean, this is a reason why this squad, yes, with some different faces now, but this squad, this organization has been at the top of the Vietnamese scene throughout the year, because there is so much firepower available in that region and on the squad. So close, no cigar here for the side of Fancy United, but again, maybe moving over into maximum comfort into their map pick of Split. Maybe that will do some good for them. Fortunately, it didn't work out super well versus Team Liquid, but they've had enough time to sit back, study what went wrong, and then try to fix those mistakes.
Yeah, given this bind, I'm kind of hopeful that it will at least be another close map coming out of Fancy United, which I think is a lot more than most of the fans around the world could have hoped for, given the opening performances from both teams. And Kong, despite feeling much quieter than we're used to from all of his international appearances, still topping the board with 21 kills, once that operator came online. Of course, had some sick moments with the Blade Storm as well.
Got to have the impact there from Kong. Some nice first bloods coming through. But it is time for us to go to a break, and when we come back, we'll get into map 2, which is Split, and see whether or not Fancy United can extend this all the way to a 3-map series. But it is time for us to go to a break, and when we come back, we'll get into map 2, which is Split, see whether or not Fancy United can extend this all the way to a 3-map series. It is time for us to go to a break. So dangerously low. Dash used. Kong dead. Meaning within various smokes here on site. Finds one. Finds two. Up top from Kong. Not getting him. Through it. Era takes Kong down out of the sky. Follows it for how long? For a little bit more. Gets himself a third.
EDG's trying to run through it. Here's the man, the showstopper.
Showstopper going to be sent in. Does he find the kill with a no-scope? Side hold. Chichu. Shot starting to fly. Covering fire is good. Chichu still finding Vera. Okay. Showstopper at the ready. Up and over the top. Rocket gets sent. It's already coming through. Can catch Kong and will. Now suddenly, with nobody low on HP, if he can get this one right here. Ball goes back up. TP forward. Kong hearing this one. He pushes in. Gets easy. Will found. Dash at the ready. And Kong gets the collect. Gets himself a third. Their firepower here by taking out the one rifle as best I can, trying to find it, but what a 180! Chichu! Perfectly poised, perfectly read. EDG, the one rifle as best I can, trying to find it, but what a 180!
나를 부르는 수많은 단어들.
페이커?
불사대마 데빌려.
하지만 나를 가장 기쁘게 하는 건
상혁이야!
나를 부르는 팬들과 소통할 때 나는 살아있음을 느낀다.
혹시 나랑 1대1 가능? 피지컬은 나쁘지 않는데 운영이 좀 아쉽네.
팬들과 소통할 때 나는 살아있음을 느낀다.
혹시 나랑 1대1 가능?
선수들과 직접 소통할 수 있는 개인 방송과 구독자 Q&A까지 아프리카 TV 팀 페이지. 선수들과 직접 소통할 수 있는
Can feel my heart skip every time that I sleep.
Once again, lost
I wanna
to Killer
run
Attack.
away.
Mỗi sản phẩm của VTV Card xem miễn phí và bình luận trực tiếp trên online, nền tảng livestream các giải đấu thể thao điện tử. Cháy từng khoảnh khắc cùng với các streamer. Xem livestream vui hơn, tranh luận kịch tính hơn, thách đố dính qua khủng. Online, nền tảng livestream tương tác bản quyền. Xem ngay tại online.vn hoặc tải ứng dụng trên App Store và Google Play. Thách đố dính qua khủng. Online, nền tảng livestream tương tác bản quyền. Xem ngay tại online.vn hoặc tải ứng dụng trên App Store và Google Play.
Let's go. This is my resistance. I see the enemies from a distance. Listen, I know it's my name that they mention. They want to know my intention. Well, I move through pressure and laugh at pain. I'm seeing it clear, we're not the same. Yeah, leaving the mark, remember the name. I'm bringing it back, the city to claim. It's not easy what we achieve. Long road to the top and I'm in the lead. When I tell my story, they believe. What motivates me is the energy. Yeah, heavy is the head on the throne. Climb to the top and I did it on my own. I will not stop, this is my home. Even if I do it all alone, they better know. I think it's about time for a new order. I'm ready for the danger, I'm built for it. I walk through the dark and I push forward. This is my time and I'm coming for you.
Needs to find some head up forward. Something side player finds him, so
This is my time and I'm coming for you. Everything
Gotta
is
hold
coming
on
to
to
this
stand.
moment. Don't pay attention to the fear, you own it. Back to the wall, face your opponent. Ready for the war, winning is a bonus. Yeah, I did it all for the glory. It's my crown, they left it there for me. We can let the smoke settle in the morning. So consider this a warning.
Wasn't quite suspecting the operator though. Now they know.
The line steady,
And they do
no
damage
matter
with
what
it.
happens.
push up the corner and somehow Enzo gets that kill.
Even when the pressure gets
Chuck
heavy,
comes through and
I
Carbon
cannot
is limited
stop.
to win.
People
Big
won't
wall
let me.
connecting.
I think
Well,
it's about time for a new
understand.
order.
I need to see
I'm ready for the danger. I'm built for it. I walk through the dark and I push forward. This is my time and I'm coming for you.
So once again, confirms its presence.
Yeah, and that Trailblazer constantly being used just for information, just to keep people tied up in mid.
Ooh, yeah, bite down, but the spray from Fisio able to find a kill. Continued spraying, might have been able to find another one. Flash is good, and there it is. Chichu now going to fall. Spike stranded out in the open here at the base of the ramp with all of Fancy United corralling around. Nobody just rushing forward. The dash in from Kong can't draw it down. Fisio now on for this ace. Looks like, yep, he will get it. Another ace here today. I believe, what, our 7th one?
7th one.
7th ace here on day 4. And it's Fisio. That impact starting to creep up once again.
And hey, now we know why he ditched the Phantom. Wanted to pick up the Vandal, leads to an ace for him here on the buy round. Just a good hold. I love the fact that he puts the snake bite down first as well, right? You don't want anyone trying to push you close range. Able to just rest until Kong lands from that dash as well. And I love the cheers. This is Fancy not getting thrown off by that Sky Lurk. I mean, they just read it and they say, okay, we know what that Trailblazer is for.
Again, playing forward, the bite does find some damage. Too much though, widely just that decay, which will expire. Kong waiting. Nothing spotted here on the corner, but that showstopper is at the ready.
Now they're just waiting for that one opportunity, and there is a giant fault line just to allow the rest of his teammates to try to regain some control of ramp. So yes, I can just clears that out for the time being.
Does force them away. Had they stayed, I think it would have been a bit concerning with the showstopper online, not having the fault line try to slow up that advance. But given that they've shifted position in the end, this does work out here for Fancy United. Just trying to clear out that trap wire too. So yes, I can. Swinging out though, managing to find 2 before the paint shell will take him down. Now how long dead as Vera swings out from Mail. It's a very strong start to this round. It's dropped down into the vent. Kawa will get spotted, taken out. But a 2v3.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. So because nobody gets that kill, kind of causes a bit of confusion here for Chichu and where he should go. Nobody's going to make the call that he's going to continue to dig deep, but nobody has to get the kill here on Fisio if they want to convert this to a round win.
Oh! Missing each other, but I think nobody might have actually caught a glimpse here. But pretty soon, Fisio's going to hear the footsteps because they're going to come running in, but this is where the catch needs to happen. But Fisio managing to get the elimination. Spike now needs to be stuck. The kill cannot be found, and Vera up in heaven will be able to finish him off 2-2. Excellently piloted round here from Fancy United.
And Fancy United, they're really starting to pick up on what EDG wanted to do around this mid part of the map. Until EDG is able to force some relocates on the Cypher setups, I think Fancy is going to rest pretty comfortably around this mid area, around B Heaven, around vents. You know, just ping-ponging back and forth, keep that trap wire in mid until they push up and clear it. You know, maybe even an extra cyber cage as well. Because the setup hasn't changed on the site on B. It's a deep trap wire, and of course, a high spy cam as well. Showstopper still online.
One fish around here, B, see what they can spot. No pressure coming out from mid, but very heavy stack, so it's going to be that Trailblazer once again moving forward. Now cleared out.
Here.
Camping ping. Suga tries to go for that swing out. Paint shells. Decent position to really cut off some of these members of EDG, so they wait that one out. But Chichu also getting a headshot on Nakawa out in mid. Weapon unrecoverable, but damage certainly dealt.
Yeah, now Yes I Can kind of has to follow through, so it allows B Heaven to be protected a little bit stronger for the post plant here on EDG's side.
Vera cut off by the Nebula here at Alley. Kong swings now, would catch him with util in hand, but now has it confirmed that Fisio's in this position. He swings the corner, Kong falling low, needs to drop down onto the low ground, but cleanup continues to come through. Yes, I Can now out on that flank. Oh my goodness, Chichu. 3 absolutely gorgeous kills for him. Scoop up the weapon. Upgrades abound here for the side of EDG as they reestablish a lead.
Yeah, just that one stinger buy, and they're able to upgrade to the rifles using the showstopper after they get the initial kill. But this one round, what it does is it now forces Suka to have to change up his position and the trap wires, right? He can't just rest on his laurels and just keep going for these jump peaks and the wide peaks, assuming that they will always try to spam the spy cam. This time they hear it being activated, they hear it closing down, and then they slow creep up and catch him off guard.
Chichu just swings a corner, gets a headshot, swings a corner, gets a headshot. Vera now swinging around from behind, looking for a target. Doesn't have the showstopper quite just yet. Well, now he will, but only in death. Ends up falling. Visio will be able to find one before getting taken out, but yes, I can. Managing to double up and get two. This crunch play here from the side of Fancy United looking great so far, but two quick kills for Smoggy. Now the dash at the ready. Yes, I can. Pulling back over towards Ramen, takes so much damage. And it'll be the triple from Smoggy to save the round.
Oh, that's just not fair, and you can't even blame Fantasy United on that one. Sure, it ends up being 1v1s, but that's all credit to Smoggy just piecing out these peaks as he's able to slice it out for angles where he's able to get these 1v1s. You could tell Fantasy United what they wanted to do was close in on it and either go for a double swing or then protect it from Ramen, right? Two watching the spike, one watching mid. Just as they're trying to relocate, the Cypher just trying to hold the angle while his teammates move up close, and Smoggy slices and dices around that corner.
Very crisp there from EDG's Jet. Now, Fancy United going to be kicked back on the weaker buy. Pit still invested, however, Visio with that stinger. Looking to lock down this A site.
All right, so the A pit, we don't see it as often anymore, but they do have the Omen and the Breach for extra trap plays here in mid down that long range. So Fancy United just wanted to shut down one part of the map entirely.
Seems they have a very good suspicion that Fair's going to be here, and now it has been confirmed. Showed a little bit too much elbow. Ends up getting taken out. Pop flash around the corner to see if anyone's playing close in garage. The answer is no. Suka about to be spotted, noted. Some spam in the back, finding some targets there. And that's going to be a sank fight actually for Chichu to finish the job. Classic in hand, a dink does come through, but that range, the damage is not significant enough. It's all on Fisio to see if he can deal some additional damage here.
Heard the swap as well. What in the world?
And Chichu has arrived.
That he has, right up the rope. Gets a snappy headshot as he's sliding up. The ultimates are coming online here for Fantasy United, but not in the fashion they would have wanted, of course. Made through the deaths, especially for Kawa here. This hurts. 1 kill, 7 deaths. And he calls for a timeout as well to talk with his team. Vera, I mean, he was constantly jiggle peeking. He just doesn't see anyone bite. So he wants to get a bit more information, and it's that one time you get too curious that Kong is able to snipe him out.
Timeout called. Try to course correct a bit here on this defender side. Already giving up the 5 rounds to the attackers. Not going to be a great feeling. So need to stem the bleeding where possible. Let's see where the cracks lie.
I liked the idea, you know, pit the A site, kind of just make sure you don't even have to worry about that side. Just cover vents. You got the breach. You can provide utility from that side. You got the Cypher still holding on to the site at B. Now, unfortunately, the firepower not quite there. You know, if they had it, Vera probably wouldn't have gone for those risky jiggle peeks in mid either. Probably would have just held the angle from Mail. But at the end of the day, they committed that pit. It's gone now. They have a couple other ultimates. Now, the pinch plays that they had, both on Bind, they had it earlier in front of B Garage as well, while Smoggy redeems that round for EDG. The set plays are good, but I hope that after this timeout, they don't use another one with a showstopper, because I think that would end up being very telling, given the timing of this tactical timeout.
Sure. For EDG right now, this is looking bit more like the team gets revenge. Shoots fair out of the sky. Suka finding one. Kong the follow-up shot. Gonna be a whiff. Then gets the third attempt. Fisio gone. It all comes down to Suka, but as he swings. And he's been spotted. Vera not ready for somebody to be that far forward.
Yeah,
And flying, the re-swing in from Yes I Can will be able to equalize, finds nobody, but for a brief little moment only, as Kong will pick off Kawa. Now thrown down, dash across from the near ult theft of Suka. Spotting out multiple players, but Fisio continuously getting forced back as the snake bite takes him lower and lower. Gets the headshot on the one. Yes I Can finds the other. Suka will get the final 2 kills. And 7-5 will be the scoreline as Fancy United close out the last round of the half.
really quick rotate off of the neural theft. Fisio also just playing to stay alive, backs off into screens as soon as he realizes that Smoggy has already made it to ramps. That would have been a double angle that he has to battle, even if they peek out of the toxic screen. So making the correct choice just to wait for backup, and it pays off. Right here, I mean, Vera much more focused on the timing for the play that they had, the trap play with the fault line, so he's not aware that his elbow could be showing from that forward angle. A bit unfortunate, but the round one still comes in play, and it remains to be seen who's going to be able to take this map too, as with the pistol, I mean, we could see Fancy tying things up.
Can they get it, though, is the question.
Yes.
Because so far, pistol rounds have eluded them throughout the 2 matches that we've seen. So, they're 0-5 in that regard. Can they make that a 1-5, get that 20% pistol win rate to then just bring this 1 round away from being tied up?
I mean, you've got the double control, you got the breach. You don't have much to work with in terms of information, so I can't imagine that you're going to go into this pistol round and try to go for some macro play. I think you have to send it. We're not seeing, you know, something like the Cypher on the other side. Of course, the gravity wells could slow you down, so maybe try to keep an eye out for any early stars being placed. But outside of that, Fancy, if you can make sure it's a good fault line, a good toxic screen to work off of as well, and then peek out together as a team on the pistol, they have a shot.
Certainly do. Not much time remaining to continue discussing, at least for the side of EDG. Fancy United, they have the coach right there on stage with them. After, we'll have to say good luck as we get ready to see how EDG is going to be utilizing this double duelist comp here on this defense.
So mostly all ghosts on the side of EDG, just looking to get those picks here on the defensive side. Meanwhile, it's the half armors coming in full force, so they are looking to just get into a brawl once they decide where to go. Bit of this macro play still in mid though. Just utilizing the smokes at the very least. While they can't get information, they can try to bait out information by hiding everything and masking everything.
Kong right up against the walls of the smoke. 2 players back here in vent, ready for a drop down.
Surely Fancy doesn't go into this, right? The breach is set up for a male pinch here. So I think they're just waiting to see if anyone comes in to check for information, and then the fault line should be coming through. Kong has to be aware of this. There's a breach on the other side.
He's pulled back, doesn't see anything, actually turns away for a brief little moment. Now he's investigating once more, and he will be able to win out the fight. Yes, I can at the same time. Going to be taken down. They actually split, went their separate ways to see what they could find, but all they got was death.
Very greedy play from Fancy, just trying to get as much map control as you can. Okay, nice fire back.
Yeah, despite the headshot coming through from Smoggy, Fisio still able to stay alive, and now Suka going to be spotted. An easy kill there for the side of Kong. Kawa with the aftershock takes out Haodong. HP bars Low on 2 of these remaining players. Fisio himself also a sliver, but that's all he needed to see. Chichu will rush Kawa down, and it's going to be 4 for 4. EDG take the pistols and maintain the lead.
Unfortunate for Fancy. I didn't mind the idea of trying to go for that fault line push into B heaven, but of course you need to make sure that you're able to succeed on the attack on both fronts if you want to go for that pinch, and neither one works out in their favor. Now they continue on the back foot.
Saad, like you said, given the setup, Vera and Yes I Can pushing. They do that, they double face into Kong Kong. They'd be able to take him down. This wouldn't happen.
Yeah, just, again, I mean, they're just trying to play for the most optimal position. I get it. You go for the greed, you go for the fault line, and then you think that's going to draw someone out from B heaven. It's a perfect picture in your head, but you have to win those duels without any help at that point.
Okay, Vera this time rushing forward, shorty in hand, but yeah, see Smoggy on the other side. I don't think you want anything to do with that one. Set up the one-way. Paint shells can go out. Force Smoggy back. Now being able to close the distance, putting that shorty to good use is going to prove to be very difficult. So Haldong just swing in the corner, able to find one. The rest of the team now getting ready to push forward. The rush up into the smoke, and Haldong getting a little bit ahead of himself, but also setting up for Smoggy to collect. 3 quick kills. Chichu with the finisher. EDG only losing 1 player in the anti-eco.
I mean, even though it's close range, it's always crazy to watch the Bulldog do something like that. Just a triple spray down. But Smoggy remaining calm and focused all throughout that as he's able to target all 3 members within the smoke in the chaos here. Vera only had the shorty, had to kind of be the bait there.
And lucky for Smoggy, the rifles in this game, the assault rifles are not, they're not like COD ones where you do like -5 damage per bullet. You're actually healing your opponents by shooting them. I headshot him. He took 10 damage. Looks like Smoggy wants to try it again. Smoke going to dissipate this time. He's only going to be able to find 1. Angel trying to lay. Boombot nearly going off with the vulnerable there. Kong Kong at that range, even with the stinger, able to find Fisio.
Just keeping them at bay with the blast pack as well. Backup has arrived.
Just looking to bounce them around a little bit. Snake Bite comes down. Yes, I can. Will find Kong Kong. Guardian, a Ghost, and a Spectre remaining here for EDG. For Kawa, 1 HP.
Oh, that Trailblazer could have gotten the kill right there. Kawa at 1 HP.
Quick clear on it. No Cyber Cage set up here from Suka, though. Could be instrumental in helping to protect this. Flash goes in. There's the swing. Suka good for 2. Gets the headshot. Nobody turning on a dime. Will be able to finish off the low breach. But it will be Fancy United taking this bonus round for themselves. Some heavy losses, dropping 3 players.
Yeah, that hurts. You're not going to be able to keep ramping up that economy on the side of Fancy United. And Smoggy just going for a very high risk reward play, of course, on the bonus round for EDG. Continuing the lead here on Split, so I don't blame him. Obviously, it pays off in that one-to-one kill trade. And now the operator's out for Kong Kong. So EDG, with the double duelist, they can now feel a lot more stable. Have some of these trap plays set up by Haldong on the Astra. Going deep as well.
That he is. Smoggy just fishing for 1. They get distracted. Haldong swings in, but can only get the singular kill.
Oh, no. That was like a scene out of a cartoon. You see your teammate drop it, you're just like, what? And it turns around. Unfortunate.
A little bit of a I wish I had a phantom moment for Haldong. Either way, man advantage is still here. As nobody's starting to drift away from the ramp a bit. Suka might be able to take some space here for the team.
I mean, the last bit of hope. I think with the mid presence, yeah, nobody doesn't feel any pressure to watch Vents. He's just gonna sacrifice himself on that. And the lurker knows about the lurks. He's done it before himself.
Well, last 2 players sat here within the garage. I mean, if anybody can bring this one back in the 2v4, you would assume that it's Fisio as well as Yes I Can. But Yes I Can just getting ripped apart. Another dink through the box. And with the spray, that is just going to be the cleanup there on Fisio. And with 1 HP, Yes I Can will have to drift away from the site.
Just got to save that one rifle. They can try to mix and match some buys into the next round as well, with the half armors coming into play. The operator remains to be completely found here on the side of EDG.
10 seconds left.
Thought about going on a small hunt there. Obviously, if you can get some extra ult points, and Kong wants it for sure. He's already given up the operator. He wants to get to that showstopper as soon as possible.
Yeah, it won't be granted this one. I think even if he had made it over to this corner, that shorty definitely would have claimed the kill. Seems one pellet to connect. Take a look back though. I mean, just starts with Smoggy going fishing, providing some covering fire. Yeah, I mean, they're just
staring at
three people staring at his corpse.
They're like, oh, what do we do now? Coach, are you okay?
Oh boy.
Oh man. Well.
The oh my god moment from Troll 2.
Online at the ready if they see any util, but nothing gonna happen. I mean, EDG understands if they over-aggress, the traps will be there, the Cypher's there, the Breach is there. There's no reason for this squad on the defense to push out any more than the initial entrances to each site.
Trailblazer from a very safe position here. Nobody not wanting to take any risks, but given the smoke is unable to clear through it, so not much info gained in mid. Flash goes out, and that should have gotten confirmation. It's Kong, he's thinking about pushing this, isn't he?
He's waiting until it dissipates.
Dissipates, but he's made it across. Given the second Cyber Cage on his right, he should have a decent idea that he's going to be there, but he's waiting for the rest of the team to arrive. Finds it, avoids getting stunned up. Instantly has the paint shells to cover his exit.
Now, this could still work out for Suka, though. This should make them suspected even less. Okay, now with the entire team going across, might be a little bit of suspicion coming out from Haodong.
Looks like, yeah, Haodong is going to be watching over towards that side, but Chichu going to be taken down by the aftershock to Kong. Headshot by Fishio. Means that Fans United having the sight here for a brief little moment. Haodong will die right as that pit starts rising.
Suka hears him.
Smoggy not ready for it at all. Suka in that forward position, getting the catch now, looking for nobody. Both of them falling so low, and somehow 2 HP remaining. Suka will be able to win the round. Fighting back here, still 3 rounds separating, but Fancy United not going down without a fight.
Yeah, and because they've been able to chip away at the Econ just a little bit, that AWP can't come back online just yet. Of course, Showstopper and Bladestorm available for EDG, so they'll have their options to try to reclaim the momentum. But Fancy United, they're not letting this map slip away.
Keeping things damn close. And for the side of EDG, you know, even if they do close this, just given how closely they've been playing, been getting played by Fancy United, could be a little bit worrisome for them. But for now, we have to see if they can make that happen. This very well could still end up going to that 3rd map of Sunset.
Yeah, I mean, mixed buy here for EDG, just trying to equalize their economy.
Flash over the top, Showstopper now, knives go out. Kong dead. Ripped over the top, and right into the nade goes Smoggy. Dashing in to his explosive death. Ping revealing. The neural theft goes off. Now nobody trying to drift his way up in towards heaven, but it's just Guardians in their hands. It's a little bit too late for reaction to try to get that elimination. Visio Vera will clean it up. Now 8-10.
And this is what this composition is good for, right? Just creep up, and as soon as you're ready to execute onto site, you've got everything that makes your duels a lot easier. And this time, even though the Showstopper gets activated, just an absolute mess of utility being thrown at EDG. They can't see, they can't hear, they can't move. Oh, and that is just an early push out there on the entrance from Fancy. You can hear them starting to really get fired up as well. The comms coming online, and that calls for a timeout. EDG, they want to cool things off and talk about what their options are here.
Popping their 2nd one here of the map. So after hoping that this will be enough to find these last 3 rounds that they need, so they get some proper weapons back into their hands here going into the next round. But given the tools that they had, that showstopper, again, not being able to find any value. The shutdowns on these have just been so clean from both sides. Fancy United, their economy, going to be in a pretty good spot having picked up these last 2 rounds.
Yeah, and I think, again, getting rid of that operator and making sure that EDG, they've always taken that damage where they can't buy a second one right away, helped so much. Because without the operator, sure, you have the breach, you can push away the operator, but without the operator, you can really creep up with the double controller, reset for the cooldowns, and then execute with the breach, just like they did. And it looks like that's the idea. Once again, all 5 members, you got the Rolling Thunder. Now, EDG very well aware of that. Surely they've touched upon it during that timeout. So looking to keep each site relatively empty. Although we do see the clock still paused. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yep, might have something minor to take care of.
Yeah. Well,
Looks like we are going to be going into a tech pause, as I believe it might be something on the Fancy United side of the camp.
all right, we'll just wait and see. Earlier we had a small little blip and they got it fixed right away on that side. So
Okay.
we will have to wait to hear.
It's yeah. Well, now that we're showing it, I'll go ahead and say it. I was laughing because I was like, I'm waiting to see if I'm allowed to talk about it. We had a hot pack ripped open and spill on the desk.
Oh no!
So we just gotta wipe down the surface a little bit and clean things up.
Oh, that can get everywhere. I mean, you know, the mouse pad, the keyboard, obviously they're doing their best to clean it all up. Shouldn't take too long though.
It will just be a brief little moment.
Yeah.
So it's not as bad, nor is it as frequent as, you know, the classic spilled drink on the desk.
Yep. My favorite was getting to watch the slow-mo replay at Game Changers Championship of, I believe it was Petra, or maybe it was Glance, one of them.
I haven't seen this, actually.
Yeah, they go for the fist bump, and as they're coming back, they just knock their own mug over onto their own keyboard, and then they caught the replay in slow-mo.
That's great.
No, and then you see them, and then you see GT goes in their next match, and she just has her cup right in front of the monitor, in front of the keyboard, so there's no chance of dripping it over.
And we've all done that.
Yeah, we all have. You got to watch out.
I've had it just, you know, a glass of water off on the side of my mouse pad, and I go for like a really hard flick to the right.
Oh
hit
yeah. See, this is why you got to play with high sense.
Yeah. Oh, I used to be a very high sense player back in like CSS days, but
can't do it anymore.
Yeah, ever since I brought the DPI down, I don't know if I can go back.
Yeah, I imagine once you get used to that, it's hard to switch back and forth. I mean, some players, you know, they'll still be flexible day by day almost, which is crazy.
Well, looks like the hot pack situation has been taken care of, and we should be jumping back into this one pretty soon here. All
right, yeah, all the players getting set right back up. Some movement on the screen, so it looks like they have been allowed to start to set up for this next round. So this is off of that timeout, of course, right? This happened right after the timeout from EDG's side. So keep that in mind. We discussed the availability of that Breach Ultimate on the side of Fancy United. We'll see if EDG remembers that. Surely they discussed it during the timeout. And yeah, it looks like it once again, just kind of keeping the site itself empty. They don't want to get caught off guard. They don't want to start the retake on a 4v5.
That Rolling Thunder. There, Vera, one away now from having that showstopper available. Rolling Thunder crashing across, but as everyone was playing back, I think it's realistically going to be found. Kong's paint shell could be utilized here on the plant to try and disrupt. Gonna be that back corner. Nade going out, bounces, does connect onto Kawa, puts him down. 70 HP. Fault line into the alleyway. Halidong holds the corner, gets the headshot, shuts him out. Yes, I can as well. Getting dropped. Nobody finding that kill, but Physio swinging forward, catches Kong just below the drop. Now, Cosmic Divide going to be invested. Getting the catch, Suka trying to go on the lurk there. Physio will ride up in towards Heaven, gets a kill. Kawa trying to hold things here at backside, but Smoggy able to flush him out, turns back around to find Physio as well. The back of the tech pause Back of the timeout, and EDG will move up to 11.
Smoggy is so good. How many rounds have we seen where he updrafts, you know, just going for that triple Lutz in the air to draw the crosshair of his opponents, and then his teammates there to trade for him. And then when he has to go get the kills, there's something about, everyone has different styles of aiming, right? You have something, I mean, you have, you know, the likes of Demon 1, obviously, and then Smoggy, it's actually, it's like not explosive, but it's just so clean.
Very crisp aim put on display from him. Now EDG looking to get themselves up to match point. Showstopper available from Vera now. Looks like he's going to go straight in for it. Jumps through the poison orb, looking for a target. So far, nothing going to be seen. And Chichu gets a catch on a Yes I Can. Hong Kong finds Suka. Pulls back. Nade in towards back sight. About to check over towards ramp. And already a massive advantage here in the hands of EDG. The plant now coming through.
Oh, Fischio needs to be able to get some kills here. They know that he's there because of the Seeker.
Kong just staring in that direction, trying to make sure that he cannot get Heaven access. Where's the team? Starting to get ready to move forward here onto the site. Concussive, might have found one, but Smoggy again finding a kill, and now it's all on Fischio. His last 3 targets here on site, but he's so damn blind, he's only on 5 HP. And EDG will take him down and get themselves up to match point.
A valiant effort from Fancy United, but that Showstopper wasn't able to get full clearance around elbow. All credit to Chichu, right? He dodges around, he gets paranoid, and he just gambles on the fact that he put up his Poison Cloud. The backup wouldn't have come through on that entry. He just sits out in the open, waiting with open arms to take down the second line.
A bit wanting there from Yes I Can, not expecting somebody to be watching, given that the Showstopper was in play. Thought maybe they would just be exiting off the site so he can get that forward position, but Chichu is far too ready for it. Fischio just given an eye impossible task. So now we go into what could very well be the last round of this matchup of Fancy United's run here in the AVL, unless they can extend the series.
All right, Chichu going for the A site. Pit as well. You know, no breach in sight for EDG, but they do have the over-under here on B site, and then the guiding lights and boom bots and paint shells in mid.
High-low stack here from Smoggy and Haldong. Shots across, and yeah, good damage found. Fischio knocked down to 30 HP. Sun goes in, slide into the back site. Vera will be able to find the headshot, taking him down quickly. Flash connecting, and Haldong only going to be good for one, so now advantage very much here in the hands of Fancy.
No, Suka still on the lurk from sewers. He knows the pit is still up, so he knows Chichu can't be far.
And Kong, that's why the paint shell doesn't come in to try to interrupt the plant. So just wait for his teammate to join in. So once the scout ahead, try to clear out this mid and sewer position a bit. Ready on the swing, spots it. Suka tries to go for the challenge, ends up falling. So now a 2v3. Vandal recovered. Chichu spraying a bit, no counter spray up and towards Heaven.
Yeah, I mean, you have to save, you don't have much time. Chichu down to 0 creds.
Kong finding one. They just want to try to take everything that they possibly can out of Fancy United's hands here, if possible, but they will be able to get away from this spike explosion. Keep them, oh, never mind. Who planted that damn thing?
Yeah, planting it in that default box. That catches you in the corner. You got to plant it on the far side if you want to stay alive.
And that happens to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, didn't have much of a choice, right? Unless you both went through Heaven, which maybe they felt was risky. Otherwise, you would have walked right into Kong. You know that's where the last kill happened. And, you know, with the half armor, they'll still be able to buy up their rifle of choice.
Doesn't have that for himself. Fancy, they stay afloat. Again, now in this position, 3 rounds in a row to take this into overtime. Haldong once again pushing forward. Flash goes out, but Fischio's already taken out Haldong. Nobody continues to want to push the issue with Seymour, at least try to make his exit, and he will. It gets out of there untouched, but they lose out on their Astra. That could have some very severe consequences here for EDG.
If Fancy, though, if they get a little haphazard,
Hello.
oh, wow, and they just walk into B, it's going to be very hard to suspect Smoggy's location right now.
Kong dead.
Wow.
Suka on that lurk. managing to find the kill. Still very committed over here towards this B site, but they could go to A for free.
Yeah, I mean, if Yes I Can find this kill onto Chichu, that for sure opens things up.
Oh.
There we go.
Neural theft in. Have to just try to back away. Chichu, however, still managing to find the kill. It's a jump on a one. Nobody swings back out. Vera opens up the site. Right from Chichu. Getting the single elimination. Has to pull away from the paint shells. Knocked down to 82 HP. Finds himself in the 1v3 to try to end the series.
Spike planted.
But spike planted. The players fanned out. A pit now online as well for Fischio going into the next round. So shots to get a little minor connection on to Kawa, who's just waiting for that vault line. The high-low stack. He's not going to be able to find a single kill. Fancy United keep themselves alive and well.
They are making this very competitive and very difficult for EDG. The pit, like you mentioned, Fischio with 27 kills in this close map on split. Oh my, that is just focused, laser focused right there from Fischio.
Unreal. Great from there, that transfer over to Smoggy. The little aim reset, cleaning him up. An excellent look here for Fancy United. Need 2 more in a row.
This is a push out. Okay,
Right now, EDG on a very weak buy.
I was afraid it might be a full send with a showstopper from mid and a pinch from B Garage, but no, they're just going to rely on that Hero Vandal for Kong Kong.
Okay, full send rotate across the opposite side of the map.
I mean, good movement for Fancy, right? You note that there's at least 2 people. You say, okay, they're on a weak buy anyway, so if we go in together, we should be able to win. You gamble on the fact that hopefully there's only 1 or 2 on the A site.
Suka not spotting anything, but it would take some major heroics here from EDG to try to hold this site. Kong Kong not that far away, does have the Vandal and the showstopper.
Fancy can't get too crazier though. They can't go too deep into heaven.
Jump in towards back site. Sheriff's at the ready. Out on spotting one, but Vera already there, finds the kill. Chichu only going to be good for 1. Now Smoggy dead. Kong Kong creeping forward, managing to find the Viper, but Suka is there for the immediate trade.
Spike planted.
3 players. Just that Sheriff. Weapon not recoverable right now here for nobody. Would basically have to blind wall bang the side. Actually, never mind. Pushes out. Does get the 1 kill, but Yes I Can is fast to trade it back. 3 rounds straight for Fancy United. 1 more to take us to overtime.
We are definitely very close to getting to an overtime because now you have the matching showstopper on Vera. Was able to save that in the post-plant scenario. An early toxic screen to just put pressure onto B side as well. But the timeout comes out. See what they can pull out from the playbook here of Fancy United as they've been able to really push EDG to the brink. The trades are getting much cleaner as well from Fancy, right? The way they're able to bounce off of each other, the timings are much crisper. You know, we've seen many rounds before where, you know, one's a little too late, they end up giving the double kill or something like that. But this time, they're much more on point.
On the cusp of extending this map and potentially this series. Fancy United not being dissuaded, not being disheartened. Continue to fight back. Just 1 more round.
Oh, and you gotta imagine EDG racking their brain as well. Already turning out to be a late evening.
After is watching you. Well, After right now is he's also chatting with the team. He's probably actually grateful that they decided to call this time out so he can get involved again, having burned their last one before round 19.
Yeah, I mean, it took both timeouts from them, and you're right, for EDG to barely get to map point first.
Don't let up.
Oh, 1 point away from the Rolling Thunder here for Kawa as well.
1 for the Rolling Thunder, 1 for the Cosmic Divide from Haldon on the opposite side. Knives pulled from Smoggy. Have a backup. As it is just a full send over towards B. Things become very shaky here for Haldon pretty damn soon. Showstopper at the ready, sends it over. Finds 1. Yep, counter Showstopper in. Kong Kong does manage to find 1. Drops, hits the floor here. Yes, Ken's able to take him down. The TP across. Gets himself situated alongside the box. Nade-bound Fissio. That means that we are suddenly in a 2v2. Nobody swinging around, but he does not have his weapon out. Yes, I can. Finds the kill. Knives drawn. Looking for it. Manages to get the reset, but Suka takes down Smoggy, and we're not done yet. 12-12. We're going to OT.
Smoggy
Overtime.
just makes the best of the worst scenario there. Goes in, he knows he has to get the kills. He knows the exact location of at least one of them. He heard the spike plant on the other. Tries to get him while one is busy with the spike. Just can't get it quick enough. Has to switch back to his weapon and shows his back.
What a run back here from Fancy United. I'm sure there's plenty of people watching this tournament who did not know this organization, who did not know these players' names, but now you absolutely will remember.
Yeah, I mean, they pushed EDG to overtime.
With their coach!
With their coach and a sub.
Yes.
Having to common English. I mean, like everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for Fancy United, and they are not giving up.
We were talking about it going into the Team Liquid series, talking about how, oh, you know, maybe playing with your coach is a buff. Look at how it went for Carmine. Look at how it went for, you know, MIBR, putting EG over into champions. Maybe it just didn't hit on the first day, but today it's hit.
Yes, yeah, Kawa definitely locked in the server as well as out of it now with the players. And Vera, I mean, they needed a sub, and he comes in, fills that role perfectly as that duelist here.
I don't think Vera's going to be a sub anymore. I think it's just keep calm in English, boys.
And, I mean, Suka continuing to perform as well, looking a lot better on the Cypher today, alongside his coach Kawa back on the breach. I mean, yes, I can. You guys talked about it the first time we got to see them here at the AVL. Yes, I can. Of course, we got to see a lot of good stuff from him at the Ascension tournament. He's continuing to perform just as well here.
Well, now we head into overtime. EDG first on the attack.
Oof. All right, we'll see. I mean, they did get the lead in the first half, but it required one of the timeouts they used to eke out the 6th and 7th win.
Okay, Fancy looking to go aggro, and oh my goodness, Kong with a nice reply, managing to find 3!
I have the spike.
Suddenly he's got a showstopper online. 15 seconds into the round.
Oh,
Suka
no.
on the hunt, swinging around from behind. The Nebula is set up to try to give them a little bit of leeway. Haldong watching back, now tucks away into sewer. He's still on the hunt. Kong wanting to go up in towards heaven. Showstopper at the ready.
Yes, I can. Just has to stay alive.
Okay, knows where one of them's at. Wants to try to send this towards screens. Will do so. Still not going to be found. Doesn't get any damage. Yes, I can. Just pivoting up in towards heaven. Haldong waiting, watching. See if that head pops over the box, but now he turns his back over here and catches Suka. Perfect timing from Haldong. And what looked absolutely fantastic for Fancy. In the blink of an eye, it is all crumbled down to pieces.
Time already passed so much.
Ticking away. Yes, I can. Finding one. Low HP on Kong. Managing to get it, but still needing to close it out. The shorty!
Man!
It doesn't do the damage. It takes him down to 25. And EDG will get themselves once again up to match point.
Glimpses of the crazy clutches he had at Ascension Pacific 2023. Yes, I can. Was so close. And man, Fancy United, they finally had that aggressive push out I talked about. It didn't matter if it was A side, B side, or mid. They made it work, but they see Kong back out into the smoke, and Kawa thinks Kong's gonna turn tail, but that's just not who Kong is.
Re-swings back in and helps to shut it down. 5th match point here for EDG. Kong again just lingering around these smokes, wanting to replicate that success, but from the opposite side of mid. Spots Vera for a brief moment, needs to exit, but yes I can. Counter swings out from sewer, shuts him down. First kill locked in for Fancy.
EDG, they basically kind of just have to hold 2 and 2 now. They can't get spread too thin to cover mid. They understand that.
Scout destroyed.
Trailblazer only spotting Suka. He's been playing alone so many times. Do they suss that out and realize that this hit is going to end up coming on the B side? Now they certainly should as the blast packs come through. Haldong trying to move up. The wall comes down right as the paranoia hits. And the timing is just absolute perfection here from Fancy United. Now a 3v5.
Planted.
Chichu sending out some snake bites. Is he ready for the sharp, close left angle? Vera ready and waiting, sees the gun barrel, goes in for the swing, doesn't even need the fault line, and yep, this one's going the distance.
Yeah, look at just how concerned they are about Suka as well. Because the entire team is alive, Suka can afford to just hide in sewers for the longest time.
No reason to not play for it, but the odds very much stacked against them here, and now nobody gone, so Smoggy would have to clear everything out. Dashes back, swings back through, will be able to get one more kill before falling, but 13-13 will reset and carry on.
Switching sides.
There are these moments when Kong Kong gets a little overconfident, thinks he can blast pack right back to safety, but this time it was a double from either side of mid. It's going to be Yes I Can catching that kill. And these executes are good, right? You send in the raise, make sure they can clear back of sight first, then you drop the screen as you're able to pinch into the site alongside the Paranoia. Have the follow-up flashpoint as well. Really good setups.
Once more into the breach, and once more some mid-pressure coming through. Flash in, tuck away, in towards sewer. Shots flying their way as Vera goes blast packing in. Very much wants to chase this one down. And the other two players, they kind of just have to stay tucked in towards that spawn. Spray coming across, nobody getting tagged up. They knock him down to 48 to get Haodong down to 70. Very good damage being found here. Person, A site will be taken. Gonna have a 5v5 attempt for the retake here for Fancy United.
Now these trap wires, they were meant to secure heaven and screen, so they have a good position to try to get this pinch.
This is a really awkward spot to be in.
I must wait a moment.
Kong Kong and Smoggy both down here on the side.
Oh!
Smoggy pushing forward, does find Suka, but Yes I Can gets Kong Kong, nobody. Dead, Chichu gone, Smoggy out of the picture, and it's all on Haodong. Swings through, finds one, but his work is cut out for him. Fancy United, with this round right here, might actually be able to secure the win and take us all the way to 3.
Can't find the angle.
Cannot find the angle. Fizio finds the headshot. 3 for him in the round, and Fancy United get themselves up to match point.
And they finally do it.
Map point, I should say.
They go for the gamble. They just ditch A site. I love the trap wires just to secure heaven and screens, make sure you can reposition for the retake. The hard push in mid, but this time you don't have to keep watching both sides because they're pushing out a B garage as well. Play to your strengths. You've got that breach, and they make it happen.
Absolutely unreal.
Let's go, guys. Go, guys. Let's go.
I mean,
EDG now needing to win here on this defender side, something that has been very much plaguing them this whole map, just to extend it once again. See, this time, no forward aggression whatsoever. Kong Kong, he has been leashed.
there is, of course, that operator for Vera. Very interesting choice
Yes,
on the
there is.
attacking side.
Trying to change things up, catch them off guard. Sficio makes his way across. No tap on the orbs. Staying crouched. Fault line goes through. Paranoia as well. Haodong staying tucked. Smoggy here to try to cover, but the aftershock is right in on top of him. He's going to rush forward, try to get in front of it. So Nebula comes down. Dash at the ready. Haodong able to find one. Trying to get the second. Cannot do so, but Kong Kong already going to be dealt with as well. Smoggy able to just get the one pickup before Fizio takes him down. And suddenly, Alp is into the hands of Kawa. The plant gets ready to come through. Suka behind the box. Staying hidden. Spot on the one. Fizio dead. The swing out. Chichu handing nobody a 1v1, and he gets it done.
Oh, man.
No map green. Not quite just yet. 14-14. We will reset once more.
Nobody wants to make sure they can secure this map, take a quick break, because whoever wins this match has to play another one against Team Liquid. And if you get dragged into a map 3, boy, is it gonna drain your strength for that last match.
And you gotta think, Team Liquid just sat downstairs in their player room watching this match unfold, wondering, who in the hell are we gonna play?
Yeah, I mean,
which team is it?
It's hard to tell. Vera now with a defensive operator as well.
Fizio nearly to 40 kills.
He has been fragging out.
What's our land kill record again?
We're getting close.
Things slowing down now.
All right, so that last set of overtime has really creeped out EDG. You know, they're like, okay, well, you guys have been pushing out both times in overtime. A little scary. They pinged the trap wire.
Just double checked. 42 kills from Depp.
Oh, they draw the early paranoia as well from Yes I Can. That's a lot of value found for that mid pressure on EDG.
Out off, slow creeping up. Vera, the op.
Needs to
Getting
get the
on
first
line,
kill.
swinging out even wider, finds it. Smoggy taken down. Flash not going to hit. The one-way gets set up. A nade goes out, forces him back, but doesn't find much else other than that.
Suka!
Kong shut down on the entry. Suka finds the kill.
The cam's still online.
The rest of the team now very fully committed onto the side. Vera swings back around the pillar, finds him. Out on will fall. Chichu on his lonesome will die as Vera once again takes Fancy to match point.
Man, the
Switching
mid
sides.
pressure forces Fancy
Match
to want to
point.
focus onto A because that has been EDG's pattern. But the reason they can do it this time is they've got the operator blocking out B Garage, and Vera doesn't miss. Gets the kill, the spy cam in a different location from Suka, able to provide that covering fire from around the pillar.
Hey, left side. I'm watching heaven.
Oh, just look at how much value the Cypher gets them.
Vera, let's go, bro. Let's go.
They're so happy, and you can feel that energy on the stage.
Desperation now hitting here for EDG. The lone timeout available to them here in OT, being burned to try to figure out what the heck to do, because it's not just planning for this next round, it's planning for the one after that. That
Yes.
defender side round that continues to just be right outside of their reach.
Well, EDG, they basically got to win 3 rounds in a row. I mean, once it gets into like double, triple overtime, it's no longer about really trying to have the deepest of playbooks, but it's really about trying to remember what the fundamental patterns are of your opponent, right? Just trying to stay one step ahead in terms of adaptation, because it's a battle of focus. It's a battle of remembering that immense mental stack of data that racks up to near 30 rounds.
Looks like after the conversation's held, the assessment has been made. No op for Kong Kong. We saw it as we were getting ready to go into that. The call comes through. They opt for the Vandal and that full armor. So just rifle B rifles, and again, it's like maybe Fancy United wanting to really just hammer this B site.
But they're trying to make a mental game out of this, right? They've been really pressuring with this execute around the toxic screen. They want to bait it out, and they want to go for the full send. The Trailblazer does spot on the other side.
Yeah, nobody at least spotting the one. That spike's still going to be sat there. Pressure's still being exuded here on B. Looks like Vera going to overstay. Get himself in this site. He's going to be rewarded for it, at least with a singular kill. So the raise is now gone from either side.
Yeah, but because they were spotted by the Trailblazer, Fancy United, they were a little bit scared about rushing into the site. So now, backup arriving.
Look how slow this is, though. Howdong still not necessarily fully knowing that this is going to be the full team making their way over into B. Paranoia goes across, does not connect on the nobody. He's got the flash on the ready, sends it, and he'll find one. Chichu gets another Smoggy and gets 2. And we will keep going down this rabbit hole, 15-15.
Switching
Such a
sides.
good attempt from Fancy
Overtime.
United. I love it. They stuck with the same execute all throughout overtime, using that toxic screen to send Vera deep. And then they use that mental training. I mean, this is some textbook stuff from Fancy United. But unfortunately, that one Trailblazer from nobody spots Yes I Can, and they're like, well, that's not the usual lurker. That's a little weird. And Smoggy gets there in time. Now the timeout coming out from Fancy United to strike back.
Nothing left out on the table. Everything being used here by both teams. And we just have to see who can take this. Both teams now struggling when it comes down to these rounds to try to keep themselves alive.
Oh. Let's see.
Why not? Let's just break a land kill record and the overtime record in one fell swoop.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Might as well.
No,
If we're going to make it long, might as well just go ahead and set some records that will never be broken. You know, I was the one who cast the, was a 94-minute long LCK match between Jin Air and SK Telecom. We set CS records. We set longest game records. We might as well do the same here.
I'm down with it. We already probably set the record for most aces in a match earlier tonight with a 6. Not as many this time around, but almost just as many rounds already here in this map.
Officio still needs 6 more kills to make that happen to tie Depp.
Oh, the adjustments are good from Fantasy United, though.
Oh, Vera.
The operator.
Okay, some spam to try to get him off the corner. It's a good read here from Chichu.
Yeah, but he hasn't moved, and this is what Fantasy United needed. They needed just one person to bunker down so they can focus on the other parts of the map.
Flash out. Yes, again, going for the swing. Smoggy finding one, but Officio getting 2!
Down mid.
Suka now taken down. It's just Haodong and Chichu left standing. Worlds apart from each other. The jiggle peek. No damage going to be taken there. Officio still standing tall. Can still get closer to breaking that record. And Haodong is just kind of plus-boarding past him. Really disrespecting and ignoring that angle. Somehow makes it up into the heaven. Relatively unscathed until Suka strikes. Now the swing out on the side. Fantasy United once again up to match point.
The adjustments are better here in overtime than they were during either half from Fantasy United. They're recognizing their weaknesses. We can't keep having 2 people watching that one smoke on A main. Earlier, they just emptied the site. This time, they put the operator, everyone in on the fight. And this time, just an offbeat push out once again with the flashpoint. Officio getting all the kills to clear this part of the map.
Cleanup coming in. Can they do it one more time? Can they do it here on the attack to try to get the win? It's Kong and nobody here on the site. Flash goes in, confirming presence. Kong ready to greet them. Wall goes down. It's going to be a 1-for-1. Again, the raise is traded out. Coming through.
Back up slow.
Drop wire gets set up here on the vent. Smoggy just now getting ready to make his way around. Nobody sends out the flash. Catching Suka up here in heaven. Chichu trying to hold that elbow position, but nobody has fallen. Now his attention is drawn over to the site. Yes, I can. Finding a second kill. This could very well be the end unless Haodong and Smoggy can put on some heroics. Smoggy finding one. The TP back out towards main. Haodong riding the rope. Needing to push the smoke. Officio gets himself another elimination.
Oh, and look at how Officio plays this. He's just playing for time.
Yes, again, also has the ultimate. He could absolutely do some mind games here. Officio has pulled back, but yes, I can. We'll find the third. 17-15. Fantasy United get their win on their map pick, and we are not done yet. Our second series of the evening goes the distance all the way to 3 maps with sunset on the horizon. Liquid, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer to see who your opponent is.
And this also means no team here at the AVL during this offseason will go out without a win. Fantasy United putting one on the board, pushing it to a map 3. People have already been talking about how this tournament has served some of the best matches for any offseason in the VCT so far, and it continues to deliver as Fantasy United, against all odds, pushes the Titans from China to the very last map.
Well, at this point, screw it. It's going to be a 9-map evening, and I think that the sooner that we accept that,
okay,
the better off we will be in the long run. It is currently 9 p.m. in South Korea, ladies and gentlemen. We have one more map to be played in this series, which, who the hell knows, might end up going to overtime again. And then we have another best of 3 with Team Liquid versus whoever the hell closes this set out. Today is completely... That's not a word. You just cannot expect what's going to happen here. It's unreadable, I should say. I was going to say
there you go.
Unanticipatable, but I don't think that is a word.
Well, that about sums it up, though, so I agree with that. I mean, what a day of Valorant so far, and we're only halfway through. All the players delivering in spades today. I mean, EDG, sure, we're used to expecting them to stomp over everyone, but they still had some clean moments. I mean, Smoggy with a number of highlights here on this split, but it's not enough to bring home the win.
No, it is not. And unfortunately, we don't break any of the records that we were looking for here. But Officio, he got pretty damn close. He ends up dropping 40 kills, so just 2 shy of depth in that regard. 40 and 19. This is insane. 353 ACS across 32 rounds played is absolute lunacy.
That's nuts. The value he's bringing as that Viper here on Split. I mean, he has done everything for this team. And meanwhile, Kong still puts up 28 kills as well. Just a very, very close match, as can be noted from the score.
Well, we are going to take a much-needed break, and when we come back, we will be getting into the third and final map of this series, Sunset, coming up next to see who is going on to that third and final series later tonight.
Just to keep people tied up in mid.
Ooh, all of Fancy United corralling around. Nobody just rushing forward. The dash in from Kong can't draw it down. Ficio now on for this ace. It's like, yep, he will get it. Side of Fancy United looking great so far, but 2 quick kills for Smoggy. Now the dash in the ready. Yes, I can. Pulling back over towards Ramen. Takes so much damage. Suspicion. Bear's gonna be here, and now it's been confirmed.
The swap as well. What in the world?
On that teleport, a bit of a jump scare there for him. Rocket out from Mara. And so 1-for-1 thus far. Now the push in, but Kenzie's just came up. Now White trying to force him off the angle. HL's already used. And on 2 of these remaining players. Ficio himself also a sliver, but that's all he needed to see. Chichu, the rest of the team now getting ready to push forward. The rush up into the smoke, and Howdog getting a little bit ahead of himself, but also setting up for Smog to collect. 3 quick kills. Showstopper at the Roddy, ready, sends it over. Finds one. Yep, counter showstopper in. Kong just managed to find one.
나를 부르는 수많은 단어들.
페이커?
불사대마 데빌력.
하지만 나를 가장 기쁘게 하는 건
상혁이야!
팬들과 소통할 때 나는 살아있음을 느낀다.
혹시 나랑 1대1 가는? 피지컬은 나쁘지 않는데 운영이 좀 아쉽네.
선수들과 직접 소통할 수 있는 개인 방송과 구독자 Q&A까지 아프리카TV 팀페이지.
Một sản phẩm của VTV xem miễn phí và bình luận trực tiếp trên online, nền tảng livestream các giải đấu thể thao điện tử. Cháy từng khoảnh khắc cùng với các streamer. Xem livestream vui hơn, tranh luận kịch tính hơn, thách đố dính quá khủng. Online, nền tảng livestream tương tác bản quyền. Xem ngay tại online.vn hoặc tải ứng dụng trên App Store và Google Play.
So bring it all down, let me in, 'cause it all comes down, it all comes
And we are back. Map 3 secured by Fancy United's heroics back on Split. Went the distance 17-15, multiple overtime resets. But now it all comes down to one last map, Sunset, to decide which team is gonna have to play again right after this.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of Sunset from EDG. In fact, only saw it once from Fantasy United during the Predator League Vietnam.
Oh boy!
And okay, so what's crazy is they played the Phoenix that time as well, but it was Jin, their original duelist, playing that. But now they've flipped the entire composition on its head, and it's going to be Yes I Can swiveling to single duelist Phoenix, and then the Cypher being slotted in for Vera.
Unreal scenes. Well, if you were falling asleep before, I think that this might be the little boost that you need to wake you up, because we get Kong Kong back on that chamber. The Phoenix coming through, our first one of the tournament, in the hands of Yes I Can. A bold gambit to run here for the side of Fantasy United, but hey, if we can catch them off guard, perhaps this is what they need to be able to get this massive upset victory over EDG.
Yeah, I mean, that time it was against Chamber as well, so Fantasy United, I mean, the one time they played it, they got the best practice they could have to prep for this match against EDG here on Sunset to try to stay alive and play the decider match of Group B of the AVL.
The roles shifting around massively as well here for the side of Fantasy United from what we have seen at this event
Yes.
so far. Kawa going over onto the Omen, something that we were kind of expecting from him just given who he was replacing on the team. Comes out here with the smokes for the first time. Vera now on that Cypher rather than the duelist, so this is a huge stir-up for Fantasy United. Maybe it is one that will work to their advantage and get them a victory here on the AVL stage and keep their tournament dreams alive. Otherwise, EDG might just be in for another series tonight. Let's go ahead and jump into the last map of this set. It's Sunset.
So I just double checked, and now I see why they switched up all the roles. This is actually going to be the 20th time that Yes I Can has played Phoenix in an official match. So
well,
he's used to the agent, that's for sure.
I just checked something as well. You know what, William?
Uh-oh.
We have a Tech Boston coming.
Oh, man, you almost had me excited. Oh, man. All right, all right.
Don't know what it is. If we get word, we will let you guys know and keep you in the loop. Hopefully it's something quick and easy, like, you know, perhaps another burst hand warmer or something like that.
Yeah, something where you're just going to clean the mouse pad. Funny enough, it was Fishio who had to clean his keyboard and his mouse pad